route you're going is not the same one I'm going. So I can't tell you. And,
okay.
We only got 15 minutes left, right?
Yeah, we do. Yeah, we do. We have 15 minutes left. I don't know if there's anything else you want to cover about maybe how to take some steps in preventing, because although they passed that legislation or that law over in Nigeria, there's a lot of our children being raped and molested here in the States. What is there anything in particular that we can do to kind of help combat that on our end? Everyone that's listening, is there some steps that we can take to just protect our children that you can think of to share with the family?
Well, you can't protect the children until you first become aware that this craziness is going on.
That's right.
Most people are not even aware how bad things are. All of my listeners are extremely aware of how bad things are and how bad things have gotten because they didn't know. Melanin, why would you know about that? As a melanin-rich person, why would you know about raping a baby? It's not something that you're into or that you practice, so therefore it's not even in your realm of thinking. It's a frequency so beneath you that it would never occur to you that people are raping babies. It's like, huh? What? What? My listeners are aware, okay? And I've told everybody that does my work, don't do anything in my spiritual stuff until you get in order and do what I say in order. Now, if you're not interested in the spiritual stuff, you can start anywhere you like, anywhere you like. Spiritual stuff, you have to start where I tell you to start. However, I told you guys Empress Crumpeline, C-R-U-M, like money, P-A-L-E-A-N, like never. Crumpeline has a shop at Etsy.com. That's E like elephant, E like evergreen, T like Trinity, S like Seattle, Y like yesterday. Etsy.com, E-T-S-Y. You go to Crumpeline, she has a genital belt that is made to heal. And women can wear it, and so can men, because unfortunately, more of our males and boys are getting raped than we realize. As children and as adults. Especially if they get incarcerated. And people have the nerve to call them the problem. Oh, man, you a bitch, you got raped. Oh, no, homie, you're a victim. The person that raped you would be what I would call a bitch. This big buff or whatever kind of big, bad, Billy-ass dude in prison or jail that found you so sexually appealing that they could get their dick rock hard for you and rape you against your will, nigga. That's the nigga with the problem. That's the bitch right there. You're not sexually aroused for him. He's sexually aroused for you. He is the one with the problem. But he rapes you and calls you a bitch? I don't think so. Oh, yeah, man, that nigga's a punk. No, the nigga that got it up for you, that's the punk. No disrespect to people that are homosexual that are not raping people, but it is what it is. You're the one that finds this dude so sexy and so damn fine that you got to get your dick up and rape him. You have a problem, homie. This other dude is just a victim that couldn't fight you off. But if you get this, if you go, I don't know if you Google search genital belt, it's a genital belt. She has other things there also that will help you. She's got these copper glasses that will help you open up and activate your third eye and help clear up your vision and whatever to start the healing in the upper chakras. So if you got the glasses in the upper and the belt in the lower, you're on your way to healing yourself physically. Because too many people are being damaged. That's one thing you can do. Another thing you can do, just like with the Trayvon Martin thing, people were, protesting, rallying, boycotting. That shit don't work. None of that's going to bring the brother back or compensate the family for the loss of their son. None of that is going to get the court decision overturned. None of that is going to fix the mess that happened, okay? But you can go and take active steps to overhaul the legal system, and you can start by doing something as simple as getting together and having the Negro Act overturned. That would be the best place to start. Get the Negro Act overturned. Now, as far as the children, one, become aware of it. Now that you're aware of it, two, keep your eyes open. Most people see things and don't even know that they see what they see. because their mind is not that low. And I'm not saying lower your frequency and lower your mind. I'm saying expand the realm of your cognizance and awareness so that you can see what you see for what it is. When you see children that is something about a particular person they don't like, they don't want to be around this person, or they used to be okay with this person, but now kind of like the dude with the sheep on the farm in Germany. Now all of a sudden this child don't want to be around people, this person in particular, there's a problem there. And if you see other children having a problem with this person, there's a problem with this person. And just like Tyler Perry tried to bring out, it is time to stop protecting these people by hiding shit and saying what goes on in this house stays in this house. No. If you have somebody in the family and you know this person is a child rapist because they raped you as a child, but you don't tell your sister or your mother or your brother. Most children don't tell. You'd be surprised how many children won't tell and don't tell. And some of them, by the time they do, this fool is dead or the child is grown now or whatever the case may be. But if you don't tell somebody, then just like you got raped, your little brother or sister can get raped because you're not telling. Your own grandchildren can get raped because you're not paying attention to the fact that your spouse is taking this child around somebody that they don't know has a problem. Or your nieces and nephews could get raped. So if you have a whole, this Uncle so-and-so, people know to stay away from certain people, but people need to, one, expose them fools to everybody in the damn family. This person right here, Uncle so-and-so, rapes boys. Or this person right here, like Cousin Zimmerman, rapes babies. Do not allow your babies around that fool. As a matter of fact, don't have that fool at any family event. The hell with him and his feelings. He didn't give a damn about the feelings of the child. So too many people will tiptoe around this kind of behavior that know about it. A lot of people don't know that you might know and somebody else might know, but if you haven't told out at this fool to the whole family, you got all kind of other victims being victimized, and those victims a lot of times become perpetrators and victimizers also.
Right.
So start telling on these people. And, even if you don't tell them everything that happens to you, something's wrong with Uncle so-and-so, no children should be around him. Oh, we're having a family barbecue. Is Uncle so-and-so coming? Yeah, he'll be here. But don't have no children there. Uncle so-and-so should not be around at any function where there are any children. And some people are smart enough to figure out that there's something wrong here. They might say, well, what's going on? Did he do something? And you can tell them and not tell them, or you can just say, yo, mark my words. That asshole is sick, and keep him the hell away from the family and children, and make sure everybody else in the family knows. He shouldn't be at the family reunion, the family funeral, the family wedding, the family barbecue, the family picnic, or any damn thing else. And if you see Uncle so-and-so around any children or any children at Uncle so-and-so's house, it's time to call the damn police. Or come and knock on the door. Hey, little boy, what you doing? Bring your ass on the body. Take your ass home. Don't ever come to this man's house again. Those are some of the things that can be done. I don't have all the answers.
Right. I understand. Now, those were some good points, and I do agree. Most children, if not all, who have been violated or victimized end up doing the same thing most times. For those of you who are listening, this is the Right Speaks with guest host Dr. Yaffa Bay, and I'm KJ Kenya Jones over here just letting in calls for her. If there anyone on the line that want to raise their hand and ask Dr. Yaffa a question, we have about 5 minutes left in the show. You better do so now or forever hold your peace until she's on next time.
Nobody has any questions in the chat room? And my website, if anybody wants to reach me, is yaffabay.com. That's Y-A-F like Frank, another F, A, B like boy, E-Y.com. Yaffabay, B-E-Y.com. And once you get there, there's a phone number and an email address under Contact Me. And by the way, those of you that are using the Yaffa One at Access, I can't get that particular laptop to power on, so I can't answer or respond to any of that stuff until I dismantle this thing and try to get my Apple Mac power book to power back on. All of a sudden it just won't turn on. So, I mean, one thing I do well is pull these Macs open and redo them. But I'll figure it out. But right now I can't answer you. I can't see anything you're sending me. If you have something you want me to see, then send it to the Yaffa Bay at gmx.com. That's G like Georgia, M like Mexico, X like X-ray, .com. Do we have a caller?
We don't have a caller, but there is a question that a sister put in the chat room a little while ago. And it said, the question was, it says, she said, is there a way for you to talk about the slave myth and provide references? I was trying to explain to my son who is in college. He does not believe me. I told him to read one book by Jack B. Ford.
I've never heard of that book. By J.F.B. Ford?
Yeah. She said
never
Jack. She said that she wanted to. She said, she wanted to know if you can talk about the slave trade. I'm trying to I don't know if you're still, and I don't see in the chat room, or if you're on the line, press the number 1 to kind of clarify your question.
Let me say this to her. Your young man in college is going to be at least 17, I'm assuming. 16 and a half at the youngest, most of them, but usually 17, 18, 19. And by the time you're 21, 22, you're graduating with your bachelor's, so to speak. This is an individual that is so on the verge of being an adult, if not already an adult. There's nothing you can do, really. All you can do is mention it, say it, and drop the seed. You cannot compel or force or spend all of your time and energy trying to bring your young adult man around to the appropriate way of thinking to waking up. You can drop a seed and hope for the best. But you got to be aware, once they get in college, they're exposed to all this infection that we're talking about. So many vile and horrendous things are going on in college. It's ridiculous. There are people that are at frat parties getting drunk with what they think are their buddies and homies or whatever, and once they pass out, they don't even know they're being train raped and gang raped, and a lot of times that shit is being videotaped while they're passing out, being raped by a bunch of dudes. You know, here it is, you know, you got your young melanin-rich male sitting up with a bunch of so-called white would-be homies that are setting him up. You know, a lot of people are not paying attention. They don't know. Some of them have no, you know, our people are so busy trying to fit in where we can get in, and white is better. They're prettier, and their ice is colder, and their grass is greener, and their women are sexier, and whatever. They got all the jobs and all the money. I got to give the white friend. I got white friends. Yeah, well, like I said, about 75% of them are monsters, so you better watch yourself.
Right.
I know too many people that got screwed up by what they thought were their so-called white friends.
Exactly.
The average so-called white person does not get screwed up by their so-called black friends. If you have a genuine so-called black friend, it will protect you damn near to the end. But your so-called white friends will sell your ass down the river. I've told my listeners and people that you think are okay, people need to go watch Tyler Perry's movie Daddy's Little Girl. Daddy's Little Girl. He was on the verge of being a football player, and some so-called white girl was dating him, and, oh, baby, you know, you're going to marry me? Her dad set his ass up. Her dad barged in the room at just the right time. What's going on here? This man raping you? Are you going to marry my daughter? Well, he said he's not going to marry me, Daddy. Are you going to marry my daughter? No, I'm not. Well, your career is going nowhere, buddy. You're going to jail for rape. He was set up. She didn't make that. That girl was throwing her stuff at him.
Wow.
That stuff happens to brothers every damn day. But I really appreciate everybody tuning in, and I do hope our C-Star Empress T feels better in the very near future, because I know you all missed her and you'd rather have her here. And I appreciate you hanging in there with me and tolerating me and my towers, and again, absolve me for becoming emotional on air. Usually the only emotion I show on air is rage and anger. I never break down crying on the damn air, so absolve me for that.
But that's okay. That's who we are as people. You know, as melanin-rich people, you know, we are affectionate. We do have emotional ties to everything. You're very spiritual, so don't apologize for being who you are.